I've noticed we constantly get questions in the community about whether the PSP can still get online. Can you still access the PlayStation Store? Can you connect to PlayStation Network? Can you access your download list? The general consensus is no, no, and no, but that's entirely incorrect. I'm making this video as a definitive answer for what's still doable. Keep in mind, not much has changed since the native PlayStation Store was shut down on the PSP on March 31st, 2016. I'm not sure myself why everything still functions, but it's been 4 years since this all happened, so I expect this video to become outdated quickly. If you have anything you want to do concerning PlayStation Network or your account on your PSP, I'd do it soon. This might be odd to a lot of people, but I actually run official firmware 6.61 on my main 3000, not custom firmware. As such, this video will be showcasing how to do this on a normal consumer PSP. I'm making this distinction because I haven't played around with custom firmware yet, and I don't plan to till I get a second 3000 I can dedicate solely to it. As such, I have no idea what all custom firmware changes. I doubt it will affect anything I go over in this video, but I feel like this is important to mention. You should be able to do this with any model PSP except for the E1000 Street, which doesn't have Wi-Fi built in. I've personally tested it on my original 1000, and yes, it does work. Obviously, this is being done on a real 3000. I'm capturing footage using the 3000's official TV output method. Everything you see in this footage is real, and as such, I'm going to be blurring some personally identifying information for myself and others. Other than that, and cuts for time brevity, you shouldn't see much editing in this video. Without further ado, let's get started. First thing you're going to want to do is make sure the LAN switch is turned on. On the 3000, it's this little switch in the upper left of the console. Then on the XMB, cross media bar, or basically the PSP's main menu, you'll want to scroll all the way over to the left for settings and then all the way down for network settings. Then select infrastructure mode, which is the internet. Ad hoc is local wireless in case you were wondering. As you can see here, I already have a connection set up, and yes, it does work and I can make a connection. However, this next part is where most people will likely turn off the video as they have no way of making a connection that the PSP can actually accept. Let me explain. The default encryption type for the average current day router is WPA2, and the PSP doesn't know what that is. It's only compatible with up to WPA1. In fact, WPA compatibility is something that was patched in through firmware updates and wasn't originally supported by the PSP. So you're probably thinking, if that's the case, why wasn't WPA2 ever patched in either officially or through custom firmware? The answer is due to a hardware limitation that Lucid One, Swifto, and World Genesis pointed out to me. The PSP's Marvel Wi-Fi chip just doesn't support WPA2. So basically, you need a connection that uses WPA if you want to connect to the internet. You can do this by having an older router that supports it as a standard, or by changing the encryption on your router. And I have no idea how to do the latter, so you're on your own with that. We have an older router that supports WPA as a standard, so that's why I'm able to connect so easily. The other option is to make a connection through a mobile hotspot. I can't get that to work myself, but Darren Green from the PSP and Vita Hacks and Mods Facebook group was able to prove to me that it's possible. His PSP runs custom firmware, but I don't think it affects anything. Again, this is an option, but not one I got to work personally. If your router doesn't use WPA encryption and you don't know how to change it, this video is pretty much over for you as you won't be getting your PSP online. If you happen to own a PS3, you can connect your PSP to it and transfer the downloaded games that way, but I'm not going to cover that. Believe it or not, I actually don't own any Sony home consoles. I get asked this quite a lot, but no, the only home consoles I own are a Wii and a Wii U, so I can't really help you there. I'm just mentioning it because I know it is possible, and from what I can tell, a fair amount of people do use this method. Let's get back to connecting the router. I've deleted my connection, so I'll show you what it's like to set it up. I find it easiest to just scan for it rather than entering the info manually. From there, just pick the correct connection from the list and then input the required info. I'm not sure the difference is between these two WPA types, but if one doesn't work, just try the other. Once you make your selection, just enter your Wi-Fi's password. I always choose easy for this part, because I'm not really sure what this is talking about. Then save and test connection. Bam! I have my connection. Now that I have a stable connection, let's talk about what we can still do. This is going to be a short section because it's pretty straightforward and I'm not actually going to do it myself. However, there's two things you need to watch out for. You'll have to activate the system with your account, and PlayStation Network only lets you activate so many devices at one time. I believe you're allowed 2 PSPs at once. If you have your account signed into more than that, you'll have to choose System Activation and Account Management here, and then deactivate. Keep in mind, downloaded games only work on activated systems since they are tied to your PlayStation Network ID. The second thing is, PlayStation Network, due to consumer requests, started a program a few years ago where you can change your PlayStation Network name. I never did it because from what I can tell it's loaded with issues, but I'm bringing it up because the PSP might want your old information. I don't know this for certain, but I do know that's how the Uplay accounts worked on the Wii U's app back in the day. Just mentioning it in case it is an issue. Alright, now that we're online and signed in, let's get some of our games downloaded. As you can see, I have the official PlayStation Network release of the TurboGrafx 16 game, Miitopia. I actually bought this earlier this month because I didn't own any of these games yet, and I wanted one to show off in videos, so it's near the top of my download list. I'm going to erase it and re-download it again and show that it works. Scroll all the way over to the right for PlayStation Network, and then select the PlayStation Store. You should see the store pop up and then get this error message. Well, shit, I guess the store really is gone. Not really. Press circle to bypass this error message and you'll see the storefront is a ghost town. There's no games being advertised, and there's a message saying the store has been moved to store.playstation.com. Press right a few times and then press up. You'll see that you can still select search, redeem codes, view downloads, and view cart. For now, we're going to select view downloads, and as you can see, we get access to our entire download list, including items for other systems. Select whatever games you want to initiate a download. Now, I didn't have this happen, but sometimes with bigger downloads, I've gotten an error saying the connection timed out. Just try again and eventually you'll get the download to work. Also, please note, once the game downloads, it has to install, so be patient. If successful, it will say install complete, and as you can see, yes, we can play our game now. I've got a lot of stuff on my memory card, and the majority of them were downloaded with this method I've shown you here, after the store was closed. So yes, you can still download pre-purchased items, but what if you want to buy something new? Believe it or not, but the search bar still works, and if you type anything in, including single letters, you can still bring everything up. This includes downloadable videos, wallpapers, themes, demos, add-ons, and yes, even the games. I'm going to attempt to purchase a new game. As you can see, I can still access the listings, and the game still has a price affixed to it as well as add to cart and buy now options. I'm going to attempt to purchase Pandemonium here. So buy now, confirm purchase, and yeah, it goes through and charges the card I have associated with my PlayStation Network account. I'm not sure why you're still able to do this, but I'm pretty happy about it. And yes, as you can see here, the games still play like they normally would have. I don't know how many people are actually going to be using this method since you can just hop on a PC and purchase that way, which is a little bit easier. We're done with the store, but there's still a few things we're able to do outside of it. One of the things that really surprised me is all of the internet radios still work, as long as you can get the files for them. I'm going to leave a link in the description where you can get all of them. If you type that into the URL into the PSP's web browser, you can download them all directly, but in my opinion, it's kind of a pain and it takes longer. Just do it from a PC and then place the files in the correct folder on your PSP by either connecting your PSP to the computer through a USB cable or with a memory card reader. You'll need to place the files in the radio player folder on your PSP's memory stick, and yeah, as you can see, they do work and load like they normally would have. I'm not going to play any music because it'll just get this video tagged, but if you don't believe me, you can try it yourself. The internet browser also sort of works, but don't waste your time. It's a bit too outdated at this point for the modern web. And that's everything. I hope this video helps everyone out and clears the air of misinformation. I was kind of surprised all this stuff still works myself. It's a bit tricky to actually access it, but if you can, it still works like it always did. If you guys have any questions or need some more help, I recently became a mod in the PSP Discord. I plan on being pretty active in there as well as making more videos on the PSP very soon, whether it be guides for the community or proper videos on the games that I've been planning for years. If any of that interests you, join the Discord or hit that subscribe button.